Day 53, 5:35 a.m. Later today, the housemates will nominate for the final time. Last night, the housemates played a second bingo challenge, and Scott won entry to a boys-themed reward room with beer, an action film and male pampering products. He was allowed to choose one housemate to spend the night in the room. He chose Nush.
I'm going to have to get into my sleeping position.
Okay.
Are you in your sleeping position?
Sort of. I was toss and turn, that will annoy you.
Just please don't crack your knuckles.
I can't promise that I won't do that, Nush. And I can't promise I won't talk in my sleep either.
You can still talk to me now, but it's like always sleep like this.
Don't you move?
No. Maybe a little bit, but...
I toss and turn, I'm afraid to tell you.
Buddy.
(9:49 a.m) Having left the reward room, Scott is asleep in the boys' room. Nush is asleep in the girls'.
Oh, good God.
Steph, Ray and Cameron are eating porridge for breakfast and are talking about John.
But today's going to be the crunch day anyway. We're going to know why he's
Well, we
here.
think.
Well, I think we'll know why he's here today.
Do you think?
Yeah. And how long is he here?
Do you think he knows?
No. Do you?
Because he turned around to me and says, when I was trying to say this is what blah blah, and he just says all interesting theories. So he does know, but he's just not allowed to say.
I do.
I'm not sure.
10:16 a.m. Nush and Scott are still in bed. It's been 3 days since John returned to the Big Brother house.
Morning, Big Brother.
Hello, John.
Hello. Well, mini diary entry really this morning, because there was a few things I wanted to mention. On excellent news, first real discussion with Camera about anything of any import. It was quite a short one, but we had a discussion about economics last night in bed, and I am super pleased about it. It's absolutely excellent news. If he continues with this kind of progress, I might even start laying off the guy. So, really quite made up about that.
Do you have any thoughts about the nominations taking place later today?
Oh yes, absolutely. There are 3 people on the fun side, Nush, Scott and Ray, and 2 people on the more grown-up. I hesitate to use the word boring, but it comes close. More grown-up side being Steph and Cameron. The correct tactics for them to use are to get rid of the members of the weaker alliance. And so they should nominate Steph and Cameron if they've got any sense at all.
(12:26 p.m) It's 32 degrees in the Big Brother garden, and the hottest day so far. Nush, Scott and John are asleep. In 3 hours' time, the housemates will make their final nominations.
Can't mind.
We should say, you think, well, Ray says you think we definitely will. Like the nominations, it'll definitely be today, won't it?
Well, I said it's had an eliminate. That
It's
we'll be making
Monday.
Monday.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did. You're right.
I think it's going to be the same as every week, except no matter what, John is automatically up for nomination.
That could be something. I don't know. I don't think he will automatically.
I don't know. It'd be very interesting to see.
It'd be interesting to see. It could
If that's the
be.
case, what else is there
It
planned?
could be. What else could it be? I don't think it'll be the case that John will be exempt.
No, because if that's the case, he makes
I'd
it
be
on.
surprised if that.
He makes it
if
automatically
that,
into
I'd be
next week.
surprised if that was the case. Let's put it that way.
That definitely then would not be fair.
No, there's definitely going to be a little twist in this tale. Well,
Little.
big probably.
.2:14 p.m. Nush and Scott have been up for 45 minutes. Big Brother has given the group instructions about this afternoon's nominations.
Once again, Big Brother suggests that all housemates reread the full rules regarding nominations carefully. Housemates should also consider their reasons for nominating their fellow housemates carefully. If any housemate is deemed to be holding back a valid reason for nominating a fellow housemate, a formal warning will be issued. As a returning housemate, John cannot nominate or be nominated this week. The nominations will take place later today, Big Brother. Oh, did I forget I had to tell you that I had immunity this week? Did I forget that? Sorry.
It's pretty obvious.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Splendid. Did you read much of the book, Steph?
A little bit of it. You have started it, but
Quite impressive, isn't it?
it's quite good though as well. The way it's
Right,
written.
yeah.
But obviously, grab it because obviously whenever you're not reading it, I'll grab it.
Yeah, no problem. I'll probably finish it pretty soon.
Oh, we're in a little world of our own. No half.
Need an hour as well.
No sweat for me today.
You knew
Yeah,
anyway,
John,
you bugger.
fuck. I'm glad that you don't have to go for the anguish.
You still have to sit with us though.
Oh, yeah, no.
Just have to watch the pain on our faces.
Oh,
It seriously pissed me off.
Doesn't surprise you though, does it?
Fucking.
Oh.
That's like getting a fucking second chance. That's like, I know, fair enough, like you abide by the rules, like Big Brother can change rules at any time, but that is just the biggest load of fucking shite. That's like the biggest kind of. It's like you're being robbed.
This is the last week we do it,
Thank
yeah?
fucking God.
Thank God.
Sick of this shit, in fairness.
.3:15 p.m. It's been 53 days since Cameron, Nush, Ray, Scott and Steph entered the Big Brother house. This is the last time they'll have to nominate their fellow housemates for eviction. John returned to the house 3 days ago and so is exempt from the nominations.
With Cameron, come to the diary room.
Kayla.
go on, Cameron.
Last time, hopefully.
Kayla. Bagheera. Lou. Kite. No, Chill. No, he's not Chill. He was Happy.
Kathy.
The name of the first nominee is Noosh, and the reason is based on one incident on the eviction night when Lisa was going out. People were listening at the door or whatever, and Noosh was standing listening, saying, "Oh, I don't like hearing boos. Oh, that's horrible." And I think, well, I know that I reacted at the time by saying, "Get away from the door then, if you don't like listening." And she continued listening on and, you know, saying that she didn't like it. So, and that kind of thing annoys me in real life. My second person today is Ray. He's been throwing questions at John, you know, questions about the outside world or whatever, what happens when you leave here. And today I sensed John getting annoyed, and I don't think it was fair of Ray to to keep on asking questions.
Oh my
Wait! You broke the records, haven't you?
I know everything's confidential. I'm not giving anything away. It's very difficult in there this week.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Well, you know what it's like. Yeah.
Would Nush come to the diary room?
At the end of the day,
Not an announcement as to who it was. I was starting to get the shaky jar with madness, though.
Was you?
Nush, please could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
My first nomination is going to be Steph. Because I don't think she meant it. I really don't think she meant it. And Lisa said the same thing to me, that I use my sexuality to get what I want, and I actually find that a little bit not very nice thing to say to somebody, and I actually was a bit offended by that. My second nomination is going to be Cameron, and the reasons for that I think are that I think Cameron worries too much about letting go, doesn't really like to risk too much, and is quite sensible, and it'd be nice to see him let go a bit. It's a record time, isn't it?
Oh,
It's still quite long.
Was it?
Yeah.
Flew by. God, sweating.
I remember it was quick.
Done now.
Would Ray come to the diary room?
My first nomination is going to be first nomination is going to be Nush. Or is it? Yeah. My first nomination is going to be Nush. The reason why I'm picking Nush is because Friday when John came along, it was all great seeing John again, like an old ex-housemate and all that stuff. We were all sitting around on the couch. People were trying to have a conversation with John, and in the middle of some stories, Nush would more enough all the time jump in and interrupt the story and try to give a different story, something that had to do with her, and it just kind of got a bit annoying. Yeah, my second nomination is going to be Cameron. Again, like last week, I think that if any of the housemates left, I think he's definitely had that little bit more extra with the whole Big Brother experience. I wouldn't say it'd be fair, but it'd be fair for the other housemates to see if they can go on to the very end, because they haven't experienced that that kind of that little bit extra that he had. That makes sense.
Nush and Cameron now have 2 nominations. Steph and Ray have 1.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Let's just put it this way, you weren't as long as Cameron.
Yeah.
Would Scott come to the diary room?
Please.
Kick ass.
My first nomination is Steph. Within the group, she seems to be, I think, one of the parents, if you can sort of loosely look at it like that, and I think it would be good for the group to lose. I'd say Steph is... She's not the most troublesome in the house, but she's the most stubborn. Also, I would say that Steph can be the most cutting person in the house. Not particularly to me, but I've just noticed it within the house. The name of my second nomination is Cameron. There was things that happened last week in the house that weren't particularly good with reference to a departed housemate. And I think everybody was guilty, but I think one person was more guilty than others and wouldn't let up. I didn't like seeing that in Cameron because it's not something that I've seen in him before.
Oh, well. Well done.
Not bad, sir, not bad.
That's like a sprint.
Cameron has 3 nominations. Steph and Nush both have 2.
Would Steph come to the diary room?
Steph is the last housemate to nominate.
My first nomination is Scott. I still cannot properly make him out. I think he says things for effect to make him out to be somebody that cares more for others than himself, whereas I believe that not to be the case. My second nomination would be Nush. The reason being is when John arrived on Friday evening, we were all talking about what had been going on in the weeks that John was away, and obviously updating him on everything. And then we came to the point where Cameron was discussing his trip to South Africa, and Nush said some what I consider to be rather rude things, like obviously we've heard it all before, and she didn't like the fact that obviously Cameron had this interesting story to say and she wasn't the centre of attention.
The night of the Mexican is when we all slept in the girls' room. That was the day before the night that we realised.
No more nominations. Let's hope so.
With 3 votes each, Cameron and Nush face eviction on Friday. 6:13 p.m. It's been 1.5 hours since the housemates made their final nominations.
Very difficult.
Of course it is. The fact is we have no idea. We don't want to leave on Friday, but I feel that there's a big chance that I'll leave on Friday. But I don't want to leave. But you just don't know, do you? But part, you know.
I would dread it.
If it was me and you.
Yeah.
Oh, but at the same time though.
I know what you're going to say.
If it was me and you, I wouldn't feel as disappointed.
Yeah.
If I was to go and you were to stay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. That's right, Steph.
So if anything,
if
anything, that's the one thing that would be a consolation, almost. Do you understand what I mean? So we'll wait and see.
It's funny too, isn't it, when it gets to this stage, you just think... oh.
Hey John, I'm going to ask you now. Could you have told us this week about, or not?
Yes, I was having a giggle.
Yeah. Told you. I said this to Cameron.
I said no, I don't think.
Cameron said no, I don't think. I said of course he would. I said of course. That's a John thing, that.
(9:02 p.m)
It's the only way I could describe it, you know, not going, be calling now, just
Ray and Nush are washing up after a dinner of jacket potatoes with rice pudding as dessert. Earlier today, Ray nominated Cameron and Nush for eviction.
You know, whoever does go. Obviously, like, if I do go, I says, I'm glad he's gone with the group of people here because, you know, it's, you've got to know what they're like and you'll be glad.
I think it'd be quite intense to leave this Friday and all the drama and palaver that's going on outside. I'm going to have to fill that out, there's too many. Oh, I just want to know, it's like, ugh. Desperately want to know.
do you call it now? You just got to. Today I was just bad.
Just what?
Just a lot harsher than, you know what I mean, needed to be.
Today?
Really?
Really?
Just so I could get in and out.
Well, I've got to tell you, it's a deliberate tactic I employed. Just go in there and completely cut someone to ribbons and say, well, look, I
It
didn't
was
mean
or wasn't?
It was. I didn't mean it. I was just, you know, it was just what you had to do.
Cut people to ribbons. That sounds nice, John.
Well, not, you know.
I'm not here to do things what they want me to do. I'm here to be myself.
.23 p.m.
God, I haven't brushed my teeth since this morning. Don't come near me. I've got a mouth like a cesspit.
Right, Steph, we're not playing spin the bottle tonight.
No, it's alright then. Just tell me if we're going to, because I'll go and brush my teeth.
No, so she looked over at Cameron when she said that. Really?
What did she say?
Don't come near me tonight. Looked over at Cameron.
Big Brother has called Nush to the diary room.
How are you feeling about the nominations?
I'll see how I feel if I hear my name. But I feel okay. I kind of wondering what is waiting for me outside, sort of thing. Who knows? I'm a bit, obviously personal life is in a bit of a so that will be a thing. Feels like I need more time to prepare. Do you know what I mean? Or not just yet, maybe next week. Not to stay next week for the winners' week, just like put it off another week. It just seems to have crept up really quickly.
.55 p.m. Scott is in the diary room. John, Steph and Nush are in bed. Tomorrow, the group will find out that Nush and Cameron face the public vote.
I think whoever leaves on Friday this week, it'll be as exciting as the last leaving.
Oh yeah, it won't be booze. I hope
No,
not,
no, I don't mean booze-wise, but I don't know.
I'm sure it's a week till it's over. So you'll be probably busy.
You're busy
for that week.
the whole time. Can you believe yet that we've been in on this?
Yeah.
I can't. It's only when we get out, I think, that it'll start thinking, oh, what have we done?